Delegating responsibility to your children. Take
3.
Oh, I could have forgot that. Okay. So again, I think our platform, speaking for myself as the good guy here, is to give the children as much as they reasonably can digest, and that may be beyond your comfort zone as the parent, but kids can amaze us. Now, I got to do the one example with my dad driving a dump truck for the county building roads in about 1951. He never killed nobody doing that. In fact, he was pretty good at it. Well, in his opinion, the way the story goes, he was quite good at it. Now the apple don't fall too far from the tree. But now we've seen, in the wake of some of this firearm nonsense going on right around here in, March of 2018. There's kids out there that do like 3-gun shooting contests that not even 12 years old.
And do it safely and know what they're doing and are good at it.
And they're not even afraid of an AR-15. They use them all the time to, shoot these targets. Now, to a lot of people, you'd say, well, you can't let like a 10-year-old, I don't know when they start doing this, if it's 6, 7, 8, whatever, you can't let a kid like that have, their hands on this lethal, because they use shotguns, pistols, and semi-automatic rifles. Usually they use AR-15s, as a matter of fact, specifically. I think that most of those contests, that's dictated. So you got to use. So now they're saying you have got to give a 10-year-old kid an AR-15 to shoot these targets with. Woo, that's kind of scary. So anyway, with that being said, to a lot of people who have not given their kid the responsibility of even, looking after their room or doing some dishes or helping dad with yard work, you'd say, well, that's off the charts. How could you possibly trust a kid to do that? But if the kid's already been trusted with one of these big, bad, lethal lawnmowers and a super bad, lethal kitchen knife or a super lethal baseball bat, all of which, I'm not kidding, they're all quite lethal. I just named a lot of good weapons. Or a tractor if you live out on some acreage where they could have that. If they've done all of those things, then putting them over in like competitive shooting with these lethal weapons, that's not too big of a deal either. It's just the next, obvious step for them, don't you think?
Yes. And so as a parent, to get on track with any of this, you would start young thinking, what is my kid capable of that I can give them responsibility for? Then what's the next thing that I can, kind of push them towards? And you build it up step by step. The examples Johnny's given there, were just an ordinary kid one day and the next day doing that. I use the word ordinary semi-sarcastically, but they seem like super capable kids, but they started just like any other kid and step by step. I remember when I introduced my daughter to a BB gun. I'm not sure I want to admit how young she was. I think she was like 8. I was building my house, and there's parts of it that she couldn't I wanted her to be a part of it, but I wanted her to have fun too. And so I brought a BB gun and set up a range for her and gave her lessons on how to shoot it safely, gave her safe targets to shoot at, supervised her shooting for a while, and she obviously got the hang of it. And so I did some work while she did some play. But it was play that had pushed her responsibility level a little bit. And so I'm just giving you an example of, but there were steps before that she had responsibility for. If you're thinking, I got to wait until this kid shows genius before I really turn them loose on anything, you're going to frustrate them and you too. Start early, start simple, build it up.
In each culture, each family culture, there are probably different things. I think every family culture should include firearms. What kind of family have you got? But anyway, but whether it's motorsports or like dirt bikes or something like that's a motorsport, snowmobile, BB guns, 3-gun shooting type of whatever they call that, tournaments, contests, whatever, competition. That's the word. Maybe it's music. Maybe you expect them to perform in front of all of the family and friends or folks at church or folks from work when they're 9 years old playing a recital on the piano. Okay, whatever your specific culture is, though, those kids need to be turned loose to practice, study, excel, and really develop their skills at things, which is a great form of entertainment. It probably beats video games hands down, but it also allows the kid to express themselves, so they can get out and do things. But you have to be willing to let them do this stuff, whether it's, again, it could be a music recital or shooting in a 3-gun competition. Either way, you've got to at some point push, train, and prepare them, and then you got to release them to do this stuff. Otherwise, they don't get anything accomplished, and that's not what we want, for sure.